Dream Team's alright with me. Dream Team's alright. Oh, yeah. I'm Roy. I coach Destroy. This is Warning.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
Calvin.
Coach of the Calvinators.
Happy boy. Now, we are going into the last round of the home and away season, so it's nervous times for people like me. I'm really just hanging in there in the 8. We'll go around the grounds to see how the boys went this week and see whether they're going to make the 8 or not.
All right, kicking off with the Warn Dogs. Cracked the 2,300 mark, so got 2,307. Happy with that? Yep. Going all right. Things are okay at the Warn Dogs. Moving along.
Yeah.
Pushing top 4 in
nice.
all my leagues. One league I'm a little bit tight with the 8
yeah?
though.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's always interesting. As you talked about in the podcast, Calvin, how you can have those leagues where you click on ranked by total points. That's one of those. I think I'm the highest ranked, but I'm actually only knocking on the door of the 8.
Hate that.
Ooh, right.
Big points against. I got about 2280, which, I mean, it was okay in comparison to, you know, a lot of people ranked around me because I actually jumped up in ranking to about 2,200 as well. But like I keep saying, week in, week out, I'm just mediocre at the moment. I can't seem to do anything special. So I'm just hanging in there. In our main league, I really need the win this week, and I'm coming up against a tough opponent,
who?
the Manzacs.
Oh, and it's his birthday today
Yeah,
too, isn't it?
Piercy's a crafty one,
Isn't
so
he?
I'm a
And
bit
he
nervous
sets
about that.
himself too. He always has these random players in
does.
his team, and you know they get the ones that will
Yep.
come back and bite you in the backside.
I know. So anyway, that's me. Vade, I see you've got a green vest
Yeah,
on.
I do, Roy. And I was driving here tonight, and I'm actually sick of it. I'm actually dead set sick of wearing
Yeah.
the great workwearhub.com.au green vest. But I am dead set sick of it. I've had enough, and I'm sick of the guys I'm buying at top dollar
Yeah.
screwing me over. I am dead set sick of it. So guess what I'm doing this week?
You going to buy someone with a low break even?
No.
No, I didn't think you would.
Top dollar. I'm spending it.
Good boy.
All right, you are wearing the Workwear Hub
I
green
am.
vest, and they did give us a great prize
Yeah.
for the competition this week. It was to win a pair of Levi jeans from workwearhub.com.au. You can go and buy some from there, but it is time to announce the winner of that, and the winner was, the big drum roll comes in here, and I'll need to read it off the screen. The Ultimate DT Footballer, that's what we're trying to find with DT jeans. Daisy Thomas and Ashton Hams put them together, mix the DT jeans, you get the DT pig. Get it? Like Daisy Thomas, DT.
So the little fella got him the win.
He did, yeah.
You turn it into any reference to Dane Swan, and we will be like, winner, winner.
winner. Yeah. So that was the winner. Good work. We'll be in touch, and you will get yourself a fantastic new pair of Levi's to wear around. Now, as we always do have, because you are wearing the green vest, Calvin, guess what Rumballs did?
Oh, he did.
Oh, yes.
Rummers! Rumballs has sent this one in for us. It's the Green Vest Hooligans. Now, if you look at that, you know the movie, The Green Street Hooligans?
No.
You don't know it? Check it out. Very classic film, only a few years old. It's
Better than
cool.
Con Air?
No, certainly not. Now, Green Vest Hooligans, and it's a little bit about our trip to Melbourne that's coming up. See
Oh,
the
does
tram there, heading to the MCG, Swan Street. So, there we are. Look at me. Your head in that is bloody fantastic. I love that. Anyway.
How good is Rumble?
Rummers,
Stuff? It's ridiculous.
Now, he
good.
is coming along to the DT Talk catch-up. The
We might
meet-up
get
thing
someone there now.
Oh,
Yes.
it's not in, so there'll be 4 of us. Excellent. So, you're going to...
How big is Rumble?
I reckon he's a tank.
Oh, I love you, Romans.
That's all happening. So that's happening round 22. Here's the big announcement. We finally worked out the venue, Roy, and that is in Richmond.
It is.
Swan Street, 100 Swan Street. Getting a ton from the Swan.
I want more than that, dog.
Oh, will it be? It's called the Richmond Club Hotel. I think I've got that around the right way.
Yeah, well done for remembering
good.
that. I completely forgot. That is where it's at, and
is.
apparently it's going to be
It's
awesome.
gonna be massive.
Because we've got Hairy Beard playing there
Yep.
as well, and apparently they've decked out a spot for him up on the deck,
Yep.
which is going to be the DT deck for the afternoon.
Sweet. Deca Dream
with
Team.
bit
It's
of
gonna
music
be- it's
pumping.
gonna be sick.
It's going to be awesome. So just come through, have a couple of vessels or a lot of vessels if
Yeah,
you want
well,
to.
I'll be having one or two.
You
and
will.
then we're off to the game later on that night.
Go
so
and
that's
watch
going
the
to be pretty
Bombers
sick.
and the Blues. So, yeah, that's all happening. So, round 22, which is the 24th of August. So,
And
not
T-Bet's
far away.
going to be there.
Yeah, we've actually got a fair crew coming over.
Yeah.
Like T-Better and his younger brothers coming over. who
Ah,
is-
Luigi.
And we've also got Anthony's coming over from WA, and
Yep.
Dunny is coming
Dunny's
over from
there.
Adelaide. So it's going to be huge,
It'll be
and
awesome.
all of our mates. So there'll be at least half a dozen or so of us plus.
I'll tell you what, last
Whatever
year there
else.
was around 70 came through over the course of the day. They've got to try to beat WA.
Oh, I think that's impossible.
WA 200 plus. So see what you can do.
WA
See
just
what you
goes
can do.
nuts.
All right, V8, this is your time to shine.
Oh.
Got a little bit excited on the weekend.
Oh, is
Very
it when he thought he
exciting.
wasn't getting that? Or
I can't
Oh,
wear
it's a
this if
different
I'm
time.
announcing this.
All right, the it probably deserves the intro this week.
It does, put it up.
does.
oh my God.
163, Troy.
If you don't mind,
What a lazy effort. He missed a couple of goals too. He
I just
should've
got goosebumps.
Yep.
You just quoted his score, and it gave me goosebumps. How good was he to watch?
He was amazing.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
so good to watch. So Swanee, Golden Stubby this week, 163, top scorer, and everyone sort of got on there, voted and supported the pig. Great player. I'll tell you what, the Pirate
Legend.
will talk about him a bit later, I
I'll
reckon.
tell you what, some people struggle against GWS.
Well, he doesn't.
He does not.
But the thing is, though, some people do because they get that amazing amount of attention.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Joe Watson gets nailed. Pendlebury got nailed. He only had 74. But the pig, 159 last time we played him, and then a 163 this time. It's nuts.
He's amazing.
So he averages 161 on him. That's huge.
If you don't mind.
All right, here we go. It's time to look at the teams.
Oh, yes.
Right, I'm kicking off Friday night footy with North versus Geelong. For North, Swallow is out. Now, a few people got him in last week chasing his game versus Melbourne because the year before he'd pumped out a big 160
He
on
did.
them. So I can definitely see why people chased it at this time of
Yep.
year when, I think it's actually, the game has
Yeah.
changed to where you can chase points. Poor old Swallow, it backfired. He got about 50 and he's done for the season. So he's obviously
12 months as well,
he's
which
going to
is
have to
sad.
get back out of the team and he's not worth much anymore. For Geelong, lucky for people like me, we knew it was only going to be a week, but Jim Bob Bartell is back in and Junk Time Jimmy is going to be back to his best over the next few weeks. Mark my words.
I'm gonna have to
you
try to
got
get him back.
Yeah, if you got him out, I can see why. But you'll want to start to look to get him back in, I reckon. Bleakavs is also back in, so a lot of people still have him at least hanging on the bench there somewhere. Your boy, Dawson.
Oh, it could have been such
was
a
Devo.
genius move.
I know.
Devo.
And he has
Unlucky
been so
for him.
good. Yeah, he has been so good. So great move by you. Laughed at by a lot.
I laughed at him,
Probably
yes.
us the loudest.
But I didn't do it, so.
No, but it was good advice for
Okay,
people
no,
that wanted
it
to
was.
consider. What about Vardy? Would you do a similar thing?
Well, he's around that
He
$200,000
is.
mark or so.
Yep.
So, yeah, potentially, because he's going to have that opportunity. I don't think we're going to see Hamish McIntosh,
No, we probably won't.
which is a shame for him because
It is.
he is one of a Warndog stalwart.
Yeah, he has
He
been.
is.
Yeah, he's been
He
great
is.
in the
He
past.
has been.
But so Vardy, he is really one to consider at the moment, coming off his 100 and big, strong-looking unit. Anyway,
Right, next game.
GWS
Have you
versus
finished?
nearly. GWS versus the D's. Whoa, blockbuster. Anyway, Whitfield's back in. I doubt many people still have him, but he can pump out the odd good score for the D's. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say with GWS there, word is that Palmer, who didn't play last week, gone for the year. So that's going to be good for that tagging little role that he
Yeah,
does.
'cause he's
to
quite
some
good at
players.
it.
He
He
is
is quite
very
good
good
at
at it. Remember what he did against Birchall that game?
Yes. Yeah, not good. Anyway, for the D's, Turlick is back in.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed last week because strategically, I traded to get Staker off my field.
Yep.
Next minute,
Yep.
Turlick out, Staker back
Should've
on the
got
field.
Grimes.
So, yeah, should have. So Turlick's back in, that's good. Frawley is out, so I don't know. Will it mean more of a defensive role for him? I don't think so. He just loves getting his hands on the pill. So Turlick will be good. If you kept him, you still got him. I think it's a good first emergency. Hawks versus Tigers. if you're looking for, a quick hit of 20 points, Sean Burgoyne, he's very cheap at the moment. Might want to think about getting him in. Dual position, guaranteed 20 to 30 points. Just keep that one in mind. Tigers, no, nothing really happening at Tigerland. That's me, boys.
All right. Hour later, West Coast and the Suns. Darren Glass is back in. He had his week off. He scored 100 the week before. He's fresh. Look out. He'll have a big one.
Listen to who you're wasting time talking about.
Maston. Some people have Maston.
Marston.
How do you say it?
Maston,
What are you, a
apparently.
pirate, are you?
Yeah.
Man's hacks. This is a man's
Yeah,
hacks special.
exactly. Oh, and is he? What's
He's
he
out.
doing? He's out.
Yeah.
For the Suns, Nichols is out. So obviously a massive issue this week for the guys who have been kissed on it for this long.
How can you say that?
Oh, very easily can I say it.
Intelligent move. The rucks
was
aren't
smart.
very exciting. No, and I'll tell you what, you
Here we
cannot
go.
call this kissed on. That was extremely unlucky for players like me that
Extremely unlucky that it has eventually, he's had a low score.
it ended on very unfortunate terms.
99, 100 and something else, you've had a pretty good bloody run. Anyway, so he's out. Obvious trade there, Grundy. We'll talk about him later if he's named. This is amazing. Jared Brennan dropped. See ya. Doesn't matter. All those other guys dropped.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Prestia back in for those guys who have a team like the Manzacs and like rolling the dice with dudes like that. Carlton Freo. Brisbane, St Kilda. Hanley is back in. Fancy breaking your
Disappoint
hand.
you a little bit.
Breaks his hand.
Named
Goes
up as
home.
2 to 4 weeks.
Has a glass of milk. Comes back. He's right to go.
2 to 4. Vossi is,
Yeah.
well, Brisbane or whoever's
Yeah.
bloody writing these reports of how long they're out for. Your mate, you've still got him. Bloody
Oh,
Lundberg.
kissed
Lewis.
on it.
Louis.
He was out for 6 weeks and you kept him
I kept
back into. What did you know? Have you been talking to Rock? Have you been talking to Rockcliffe behind my back? I'm not sure what happened there.
So Pierce is back, and he might come into my team this week now again.
And speaking of Rocky, Maloney is out. So more mid-time for Rocky. He obviously got to keep him there now because he's got to smash on.
Do you know
the
that for a
other.
fact?
I do.
How do you know that?
Yeah. And St Kilda, nothing to talk about. Dog.
All right, Sunday games, extended benches. Now for the Bulldogs, Crossy's back. Could be a unique option there. The VAT,
No, it wouldn't be.
Oh, what? Is he a popular pick, is he?
Who?
a unique option. Did I say it was a good option? I said a unique option.
He said unique option.
All right,
See, that's
and-
where I get tricked.
And the road,
Yes.
the VAT is not in either, Calvin. So he's still not back.
He was one of your
The
unique
big out though.
options.
This is probably nearly the biggest out of the year, or this round anyway.
Oh.
Is that Boydie, who did come back for a week after his facial injury, is now out with his old man destroy calf.
Oh, it's devastating.
Is this probably? We shouldn't even be talking like this. This is probably a sad, solemn moment. Is this the end of Boydie as a Dream Team premium?
Seriously, I have a lump in my throat. It's not healthy. I am really upset about this.
This pirate has tears in his eyes.
He's been in my team, I reckon, every year. Of
I
Dream
started
Team.
with him.
And
It's pretty sad.
no longer.
So yeah, well, hopefully he's back bigger and better next year. He could be back next week,
Thing
but
is, next year, he still has calves.
he's still, and they're getting older. Anyway, so that's what's going on there for Sydney. There's nothing really to see. They've named 3 people in on their extended bench. They'll probably be unchanged again. Adelaide and Port Adelaide, the showdown. Big danger. He's been named. And
Tough unit.
Has that been 1 week? Or is that
I think it's
I
two.
think it's 2.
2? Yeah.
What's
so
he done? What did he do though?
The shoulder.
His shoulder. He went
was
on
when-
and
yeah.
played after he did it for like the last 3 quarters.
Oh, that was
He's a
far
tough
lap
unit.
effort. That was huge.
Yeah.
Your mate Kerridge is back in, and Lewis Johnson has been named as he's a forward, $140,000. Has played before.
He's played footy before, hasn't he?
He's played footy before.
Could be a
he's probably-
unique option.
Oh, he's in there, Roy.
Basically, he would be in for Josh Jenkins, who's out. And poor old Richard Tambling. We got excited about him. So he dropped, okay, after a few people did jump on board.
You are half the problem.
You were. You tricked people.
Yeah, it helped me move up 100 spots in the rankings. Now,
I reckon.
no, he's been dropped. He started with the vest last
Oh,
week, which was to be seen.
really?
Now, Port Adelaide with their team. Old Hitchcock's back. He is a $130,000 forward.
Yep.
Played his 2, so if you did want to jump on him, this is his bubble game. wasn't that great in that last one, but he did get injured in it. Could be an option there if you're just looking for a cash grab for someone to play around with. Blee and Campbell Heath, blast from the past, he's back in there. And Brad Ebert is out for T Better. No one else listened to that part, but no, Brad Ebert is not out. His big brother's head, little brother's head,
Big head brother.
Yeah.
I really like what they're doing down at Port, and I think
Do
they're
ya?
good players and all very good people.
Wow, that's reverse bullying.
Oh,
You were
Now he's
sarcastic.
being sarcastic.
Oh, okay, carry on.
Collingwood and Essendon's the last game of the round. This is the growth hormone boys at Collingwood versus the peptide boys at Essendon.
Is he allowed to say it? He's allowed to because he said allegedly afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Luke Ball's back for those people that are floating with him. Season's in, but Lynch is in, so he's been named at centre half
Alistair?
forward. Alistair Lynch is back
Wow.
via his whatever he might be, a cousin or something. Anyway,
Yeah, right.
Lynch is back there. But Grundy has held his spot in the ruck, which is very relevant,
Yeah,
obviously.
it is.
Because he is the downgrade of the week, as everybody's been getting on board after his 92 last
Yeah,
week.
burst on the scene.
And Witts, who would be his, sparring partner there,
Yep. Yeah.
he's been named on that extended bench. Be interesting to see what goes on there. But Calvin, you've been trying to get some intel.
I've been digging into Maxi.
We try to help the fans out.
I do, and I tweeted, no, I didn't tweet, I messaged Maxi tonight and I said, give us something about Grundy. Give us something. Maxi says, we are surprised that he was still there at pick 18. That's a good pick.
So was I.
Yep.
Yes.
He was very good last week. It was his follow-up work that impressed us the most. Wait until he actually gets some fitness and some pre-season under his belt. Close quote. This guy is going to be a beast.
Right. So, well,
He didn't tell me if he's going
we're
to.
talking about pre-season. So obviously this week he's a good trade due
Yep.
to the value. We probably can't guarantee he's not going to be there in
And
our
that-
grand final.
Will he
And
play
that's the
finals
worry.
for Collingwood? Will he play finals for Collingwood? No. Very
No.
unlikely. Few things got to fall his way for that to happen. But he'll play this week.
Yeah. Next year, you don't worry about second year Blues with that guy.
No.
If he gets a pre-season under his belt, he's only got to be out there.
Now, I
tapping
missed the
around.
game, but you were telling me how awesome he was off the ground. And
Yeah,
just
I saw
a
him
freak.
pick it up a couple of times like an on-baller. I was like, who's that guy? And that's who it was. And he tackled well too.
Got a
he's
little
a beast.
ponytail as well.
Yep.
92 points.
Yeah.
92 points. So that is, So he is
Would've
still an
been-
option.
yeah.
My worry is, though, if you need to get cash, you can. The worry is, though, with Nichols, he's out this week. He might be back the following week. Are you rolling that? You could roll the dice and get him in, and maybe he's not there during our Dream Team finals. But Nichols might be back in that late withdrawal. It's a tough call. It's a ballsy call if you downgrade Nichols to him and had him sitting there. The late withdrawal is the only worry because obviously if they're named out or they're injured, you can trade.
Aye.
But so it's
It's
going to
It's
top
massive.
call. But so see what happens for Essendon. Watson's back as well. So Job and
Gee,
Dangerfield from those shoulders.
Yeah.
are
Recover
back
quick.
pretty
Geez, they
quick.
heal quick at
They
Essendon.
do.
Allegedly, they heal quick. Now, Gumbleton, Hardingham, O'Brien, Fletcher all in there. Hurley has done an ankle, but Danaher is probably the big out, who's been omitted, unfortunately, the big fella. So he's just... he's
Early
been
did an ankle,
managed.
allegedly back 15 minutes later.
You like that? All right, boys. Now,
They reconstructed
we
it at
like,
quarter
to get,
time.
we like to get some of the best Dream Team advice here, and we are about to give a call to...
Who?
Hook. Who is
Hookie!
sitting at number one. He's back to number one. He got back to number one this week.
That is amazing. there's
I've got a feeling a thank you is coming my way.
Oh, do you?
I just wait to hear it.
We'll see what Hook's got to say.
I reckon it's a thank you.
Hey, fellas.
G'day, Hook. How you going, mate?
I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Just going a little bit live here at the moment, but we thought we'd need to get some advice from the number one dude again. You're back into number one. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. We've been a bit up and down the last few weeks. Hoping to stay there this time.
Well, great work, Hook. Now, what brought you back to number one? There must be a couple of significant moves you've made in the last 2 weeks. What helped you rocket back up to the spot where we all want to be?
I think I've timed some pretty good trades. I bought in Cruiser about 4 weeks ago, and then Joel Selwood, Jordan Lewis, Beatties last week, and they've all done pretty well for me over the last few weeks.
Nice work.
Now, Hook, Calvin here, mate. Is there anything you want to say to me?
You always like Alvin.
I'll tell you, Hook, are you starting to shit yourself? Are you got a few sleepless nights ahead?
To be honest, it's probably changed a bit. It's changed from being nerves, excitement to a bit more just determination to win it now. I've been
that's-
there that long.
Speaking of goosebumps, Hook, you're giving them to me.
Yep. I
Wow.
can hear Eye of the Tiger in the background.
Now that's huge. Now, okay, so we've got 5 weeks to go. So obviously the decisions you make from here are going to be telling. But you've got yourself into that position where you're in front by a little bit. You're probably feeling pretty good with your team at the moment. So what sort of trades are you thinking about? Have you got some plans these weeks ahead at the moment, like a bit of fixture trading, or are you just going to take each week as it comes, as all cliche coaches say?
Well, I'm a little bit torn at the moment, actually, whether to play it safe and consolidate my lead or keep doing what I've been doing and bring in a few different players and try to build on that lead. I think at the moment I'll probably maybe try and play a bit safe and bring in the known premiums and make other people make the moves.
Yeah, I like your way of thinking, mate. Your team is obviously looking so good that the potential could come that you actually save a trade or don't bother trading one week. Have you actually thought about the possibility of that happening because your team looks so set?
No, I don't think so. I think there's always opportunity there, whether it's picking someone playing Melbourne or
Yep.
even just upgrading one of your emergencies.
Yep.
There's always something you can do.
See, and that's what I like to hear, because I get people who tweet me, Hook, who say, Calvin, I don't even need to trade, my team's set. I'm going to write back, no, moron. The guy number 1 in the world is saying you can still trade, there's always something to be done. Mate, I know you've read Calvin's captains. Who are you going this week?
Yeah, can't go past one this week.
Thanks, mate. Knew it.
Beautiful. All right. Hook, well, thanks very much for your time tonight. We're still behind you. We're looking forward to seeing what's happening. Calvin's a long way behind you because he's in about 10,000 spot, but we're looking forward to seeing.
Why? Hook doesn't need to know that.
We're still looking forward to seeing what happens over these next 5 weeks. I guess that looking at lockout, apart from looking at how our team goes, it's always good to see what's going on at the top because you're one of the good guys. And thanks heaps for coming out to the pub and watching the DT Talk live as well. That was a good trip over to WA. We'll have to come over and do a special with the winner of 2013.
Yeah.
Well, looks like you've recovered anyway. It was a pretty big night.
It took until now, Hook.
Yeah.
But you're a hero, Hook.
You're our boy. All right, good luck. Good
Thanks,
luck,
Hook.
mate. Cheers. See ya.
Thanks.
Well,
How about that?
Good work. He is a champion.
and usually a pirate's nemesis or friend is the Hook, but he is a DT legend, number 1 in the
Yeah.
world, and even he is saying, use your trades, there is still work to be done.
Isn't it funny? Usually, if we had have spoken to whoever was winning a few weeks ago,
Yes.
the chances of them being number 1 again
Yeah.
this many weeks
Yeah.
later.
See, it was about
is-
6 or 7 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
Yep.
It's an amazing story. Like, remember when we befriended Jonathan because he
Oh,
was
yeah.
number 1,
Yeah.
and we got stuck with him as a friend, and he sucked.
He wasn't any good.
No.
And we went to the party, and at the party, I think he dropped to number 2, and he wasn't as fun.
And like we used to say, this is number 1 in the world, Jonathan. And then it was like
Number 2.
Oh, once he was like all
Oh,
right.
we sold Jono.
Where is he?
I don't
these
know.
days?
It's good. All right.
After constant bullying, is there something you'd like to say to me?
What do you mean?
Maybe a sorry, Calvin.
Do you know what? You have opened a can of worms here because I sit here
No.
saying nothing, losing my head-to-head games sometimes because I toe the company line. I never say a thing, so
Rightio. I'll tell you what I did, and you need to know. Did you know, in the AFL, there are 396 players who played last week?
Right.
Dane Swan makes up 0.002% of those players, right?
yeah.
I picked the top scorer. It's not just a stab in the dark. Ryan.
Okay, I will. No, I
0.002%.
That statistic-
of a chance of getting the top player.
I formally apologise. That is an amazing. Well
There's a
done.
lot of players to pick from.
Oh, I'm a proud seaman. I'm a proud seaman.
You're a dirty seaman.
All right, your top five, Calvin. You've
Right,
got a few well, there's a lot of players actually that are relevant this week, really, aren't
Well, 396 of them.
of course, every 0.02%.
Every player is analysed.
Oh, no, there's only 395 relevant.
Why?
There's a fullback down at Fremantle that we can't quite call him relevant for anything other than standing there.
Hey, if Darren Glass can get 100.
Oh, okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Now, I've looked at Glassy. Don't go in this week. He's come back off an injury. Top five. Look, you can basically, there's a few guys. Dane Beams gets a gig this week at number 4. 134, 130 his last two. Last year against Essendon, 113 and 121. So if you're going to trade in Beams this week, expect him around the 120, 130 mark once again.
Yeah,
He
and
is
for
gonna
the
be
next
good.
2 weeks to follow that.
Well, let's talk about Ablett, because Ablett, obviously, he comes in at number 3. Number 3.
Yep.
Last time he played West Coast, he got tagged by Scott Selwood, and he was held to 102 points.
Yeah.
I say held to 102. It's still a decent score.
Yeah.
Selwood that day scored like 90-something himself.
Yeah.
Will Selwood go to Ablett? 100% yes.
Yes.
Definitely will. Selwood went to Griffin last week.
They've named it up too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he went to Griffin last week. Griffin still scratched up 106.
Yeah.
But Selwood also had 113 on him. So I question the hardness of this tag that they say is going to be put on him. I think it's going to be more of a head-to-head and Selwood trying to burn him
He'll
back
have
in the
a
other
fair
distance.
crack, I reckon.
He does
That
every
fortnight
now and
ago
again.
game.
Every now and again, Selwood really steps up that tagging role because he's averaging really well
Yep.
this year because he's pumped out some
Yep.
like a lot of scores over 120. When he sets his mind to just tagging, he can drop down to a 70 and sacrifice his game a bit.
But the thing I do like as well, and this is what got Ablett. Ablett would have maybe come in at like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But the Bulldogs last week had 7 guys score 100 against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and this week, and even Marston is out. So they're just depleted at the moment. So if the Bulldogs can get 7, surely Gaz has to be one of those 7.
Yeah, well, he's very
So-
worthy of his number 3.
Let's go straight to the top. Let's not waste time. It has to be the pig. This is by far the most boring article I have ever written in my life as a pirate.
Are you sure? There's a couple up there.
No! Right? Last week, Swanee obviously smashed out the 163. Don't forget, he had 130 before that.
Yeah.
And the last 2 weeks have been amazing. He's already played Essendon this year. It was in Anzac Day. He had 120, 30 touches. He even took 6 tackles. He don't tackle, but he got 6 of them that day.
Did he? Against a team
Before that,
doesn't even matter.
the last few games against Essendon, 187, 171, 171, 104, 116.
That's ridiculous.
Unheard of. Do you know the thing I like the most? And this is why we all go to Calvin's Captains. Over the last 3 years, I thought, let's compare his Anzac Day games compared to the games later in the year.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Anzac Day games, over the last 3 years, he averages 120.
Yeah.
His Anzac Day, his non-Anzac
yeah.
games later on in the year, averaging over the last 3 years, 158.
Oh my goodness, he just goes to town. I reckon.
That is ridiculous. So it's a dead set no-brainer.
I don't know if this is possibly the surest captain selection of the year. It's got to be
Is
top
he going to
3.
be the top scorer of this round? Can you go back to back?
The odds of that, out of like
Did you work it out?
0.0, I'm going to contact Sporting Bet or Luxbet and just say, what is the odds of one player out of 396 going back-to-back 2 weeks in a row? I bet he's done it before.
Well,
Oh, he would have.
He would
wouldn't
have.
he?
Look,
That's why he's a pig.
and the other thing is, 85% of people on our website are going with Swan as number 1 this week. And as I said in the article, you're doing it because 1, you had him last week and you want to just keep going with it, or 2,
You haven't updated
didn't
your
have
team.
him. You didn't have him, and you're like, oh shit, I don't want to miss that again, and you have to do it. Everyone's got to do it, even if he hurts himself. Geez, oh God, heaven forbid. If something like that happens, we're all in the same boat. We'll sink in the
The
ship
thing
together.
with that, I doubt there is statistics that rival that of any player
Oh, it's
in the
ridiculous.
league versus anyone in
Yeah.
the league. Nothing would rival that.
120, 187, 171,
Possibly
171.
in history.
They are massive numbers.
It's
huge.
Why
So-
does he slash him so much?
Well, he just loves
You know
it.
why?
You know when
You know
the
why?
last big one was last year? DT Grand Final
there.
that we were there at.
We were there. It was
when we had
36
our
Swan Street.
36 Swan
We
Street.
were
that
too.
we
That was an
So-
omen.
We had a big piss up at 36 Swan Street. We walked to the MCG that night and watched him have 187 points.
Oh, it was
Now,
Christmas.
is there a concern that it is a twilight game on a Sunday? Will he be hungover?
Oh,
Potentially, yes. But high on carbs.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yes.
The other reason he smashes Essendon, Swanee says no to drugs. Allegedly. Anyway, moving on, dog. Everyone's going in.
Well, there's the top five. Got to
Check it
flash
out.
that up.
Yeah.
There's
You
your little
better. I
picture.
made the graphic. It took a while. Jeez, I love that picture.
oh, finally, Joel Selwood
Look,
gets a
I'll tell
bit of
you,
love.
let's quickly cover.
Yes,
Joel
please,
Selwood's
let's do this.
last 4 weeks, 136, 133, 126, 128. Based on that,
Do you have him?
snap. Yes, I do.
Cool.
No. Based on that alone, look, he had 109 against the Kangaroos this year.
Oh,
Already, so
yeah.
I'm expecting. Look, as my number 2 pick,
He'll be right.
Maybe a 121.
Yeah.
He'll be about 50
all right.
behind the pig.
Just another 120 for him.
Yep.
He doesn't go under that these days.
Nice. All right. Let's get into. You can remove your hat, Calvin. We don't have any tweets as such to come through, but probably the main discussion points.
Watch how I do it.
Wow,
Oh,
you're
that
amazing.
was so
Main
cool.
discussion points of this week is obviously our trades that we're doing. We have our trades to use every single week, etc., etc., etc.
Oh.
But
Did you know that?
What are we doing?
back into stupid Gavin.
You should use them.
Keep going.
You get 2 every week.
Right. Now, we've labelled it up and named it up as Operation Get Beams. Are you getting beams this week?
I'd actually like to start at the other end of the panel. Are you getting beams this week?
Oh, way to throw it back at him.
Got him.
Yeah, mate.
I want to, but
That was
Yeah.
the question.
at this stage, I don't think I'm going to.
Don't you like points?
Well, not really. Yeah, no, I don't know. I want to.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'll get this ready for next week. At the moment, what are his numbers like? Was he in the 5?
Who?
Yeah, he was number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. With my trading last week, I ended up with having Staker on my field.
This is a long answer for no.
Were you happy to start with Staker last week?
Well, I was
I've
down
bent
to
over
minimal
backwards
bloody
to
options.
get rid of that thing.
Well, yeah. What did I do? I can't remember.
Let's go back to the question. Are you getting beams this week?
Probably not.
Roy?
There's still 24
no.
hours to go.
And do you know what? I feel
Oh,
disgusted.
and I'm angry too, Roy.
I am filthy about this.
Furious.
People, like, I don't mind you guys asking me because it's general conversation, but other people asking me all the time, you're getting beams in, you're getting beams in. Yes, I make him my number 1 trade-in option in articles and things like that. Am I getting him in? No, I've got injuries. I cannot get him in. Did I start with him?
I started too, Roy.
Yes, I started the
Yes.
season with him
Should've
because...
held him.
Am I surprised that he is doing this?
Am I surprised?
No, that is
No.
why I manipulated my whole dud team
Same.
around getting him.
Same.
Because he's your walk up 120, 130 even.
Same.
Oh, but no, everyone go and get him. Yeah.
Okay.
So
then
what are
I-
you going to... Oh, well, Calvin,
So
you
no.
go, are you getting him?
Of course I'm getting it.
How are you doing it?
Quite easily.
Well done.
Click trade. I found the trade button. I didn't know there was trade buttons. I'm getting out Nichols.
Right.
For Grundy.
Yeah.
And easily turning. And a question I'm getting a lot is, do you go, say, a Tom Mitchell or a Pritis up? And I've got that a lot. Pritis is a no-brainer. 74,
really?
74 last week. He's only averaging 95 for the season. So you're making 30 points a week with it. So, yeah, Pritis will go for me. And Beamer will come back
Oh,
in
God, that will look
after
good.
19 weeks of having him.
Massive.
Woo!
God, that will look good.
If he has 80, I will snap.
I hope he
Because
does.
I'm buying him at top dollar, Roy.
Do you know what though? He will. This is what I love about Beamer. He's going to go up this week
What's his
in
break
value.
even?
114, which is his average.
He'll get that
And
easily.
in his average, it's including
it's
that
including
80
that, yeah,
where he
yeah.
came back for his first game.
Didn't even
eased
try.
into it.
Didn't even
Wow.
try.
Such a good pick. I love it. I wish I could do it, but no.
So
I'm
what
not.
you're doing then, Destroy, because
Yeah.
you've been playing Nichols as
I have.
Calvin thinks that's kissed on.
Yeah.
Very
You've been
kissed.
playing him at number 2.
Yeah.
So what's your plan?
I've actually been chasing points in other positions and happy with that Nichols. So my plan is to get a bit of cash via a traditional downgrade trade, which I haven't done a downgrade upgrade in that long.
No.
Yeah.
But I'll chase a bit of cash and I'll make Nichols cruiser. I think he is the number 1. Oh, Cox is still my number one ruck option.
Yes.
And Cruiser is now my second.
Cool. Which was in the perfect 22 that we did give
Yeah.
up, or the ultimate 22.
Yeah, he was.
If you haven't had a listen to the podcast,
Oh, yeah.
go back and have a listen. We tried to come up with the ultimate 22. We should see how that goes this weekend. We should
Yeah,
sort
it'd
of
be
follow
very
it over these
interesting,
next
yeah.
4 weeks, 5 weeks.
I think it was a really good team, though.
Yeah, so that which we named up then as saying, what do we have? We had Cruiser and Cox as the two
They
rucks.
were,
So,
yep.
and that's looking pretty
So
good.
that's me.
Yep.
What are you guys
Very good.
doing? Anything?
All Calvin's doing is get beams. Follow
Beam in.
that,
And Morney's keeping it a secret.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't really know what's going on.
Oh.
I've been too bloody busy trying to work out other shit around other teams.
Well,
and that one, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is Hanley may come back in now. Staker might become. I've got a fair bit of cash in the bank, so Hanley might become Staker, and then I don't know what the other one's going to be. Like I can't get beams if I do that.
Right.
But Stokes, I just don't like him at the moment. He might go.
Do you know what?
Don't get started on
I
Stokes.
like how Warney's been secretive about his trades
Yeah,
lately.
yeah.
He could have tricked everyone into Grimes had he been
I
sharing.
know. Oh, maybe I just need to trade him as well. God. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, we better wrap this up so I can go and work it out. Bloody hell.
So don't forget, round 22, we've got our big thing at the Richmond Club Hotel.
Yep, 100 Swan Street.
100 Swan Street. Sorry, he'll have
Even
more
that,
day.
even that is appropriate.
It's very funny,
How come
Roy.
everyone on Swan Street knows a key number?
136.
Because that's what he's going to get in the first half.
Yeah, I reckon.
Oh, I love 100 at the half.
Actually, they play Friday night, I think. No, they don't. They play Sunday because it's round... Oh, no, they... Oh, God, I don't know when they play.
Anyway, so make sure you get
We'll probably
there.
know
It's
his
going to
score
be
already.
absolutely massive. As I said, Harry Beard will be playing. The dude is a genius, so make sure you get along to do it.
Yep, cool. All right, thanks for watching.
Cheers.
See ya.